Hi. I started about 5 years ago. I looked in a garage that I have. It was full of drawings of all my architectural work. 40 years of drawings, or maybe 50 years of drawings, including my school work. And I thought, well, it's time to get rid of some of these and to reduce it. But every time I looked at a drawing, my heart wouldn't let me rip them up. So I decided that I would put all the good ones aside, or the ones that I thought were worth it, and write a little story about them. And after about 3 years of piling all the drawings in the corner, I sat down and spent half a day every day for a year writing a book. My wife helped me to edit it, and I was able to self-publish it. The book tells about my early school years, my apprenticeships, and my time in Victoria, my last 45 years or more in Victoria. And what I tried to do is try to make it interesting enough that young people that are starting or interested in architecture would find it interesting. It's a little bit historic because nowadays everything is computerized, and where I was a pen and pencil person, everybody else is digital. And so they'll have to bypass that part. But there's some things that should happen. As we get into the digital age, we should be able to fall back to the pen and pencil, or to ink and other freehand media, because that was the best way that I could talk to my client. In minutes, I could tell my client that their dining room would look like this, or their dining room would look like this, or their kitchen could change, and we could move the fridge from here to there. And every time I traveled, I had a little book that I bought from David Becker and Florence Becker, and it was just a sketchbook. It had my pen, and I slid it in the side. I pulled it out of my pocket, and I did small sketches. One thing I learned very early, I met an architect that was doing a great big sketch of one of the historic buildings, and his wife was sitting beside him, and she was mad as you know what, because he'd been there for 2 hours trying to do a drawing. So I learned to do a drawing in 15 to 20 minutes and take it home and do a little bit of touch-up. Sometimes I did it with showing the details on one window, and then showing where the other windows were, and then I transferred the details over to the other windows at night while I was relaxing. But usually they were fast sketches while my wife was able to have a cup of coffee. One of the most interesting ones was when I did the Pantheon. I did a drawing of the Pantheon, and the best place to sit to do the drawing of the Pantheon was in McDonald's restaurant. So there I was in the new world and the old world, trying to relate what we were doing. So this was one of the stories. I have many stories from each travel that I did, each country, each portion of the country. I have this book packed with small drawings, and today my show is some of those drawings.
What is the difference between the one that's plain and the one with color?
The ink?
And color. Then you have some there that are color and those are black.
Okay, well, I have a little color set. If you walk down the hall here, I have a display case, and it shows the little color pen set that I had and the painting set that I had, and I carried that with me. I opened it up, and sometimes I started with the watercolor and added the ink over it, and other times I did the ink and filled in the watercolor. My pen sketches just looked so pure when they were just without color, and so what I tried to do is I tried to improve them if they didn't tell the story in black and white. I tried to improve them with color, and sometimes the story got very much better, and other times it was it was something that I wasn't too interested in when I finished the drawing. But I never used pencil. I used pencil on some drawings, but I never used pencil and then ink over it. I started with ink, and I just did everything in ink. So you won't see any pencil lines on most of those drawings. Yeah. So what I've done in my book, it's black and white, but on the back cover I have shown all of the black and whites in color on the back. So I've just put a kind of an amalgamation of all of them. And these are all of the buildings that I've done in my lifetime.
One of the things you might